We have on the phone line right now Congressman Mike Kelly, Republican from Pennsylvania, to help us wend our way through that discussion. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. How you doing?
Well, we're doing well. Okay, so now if indeed the Senate bill is DOA, what is the House likely to do in regard to immigration reform?
Well, I think that the Speaker's been very clear from the start of this that it was going to have to be broken into different pieces. I know this one-size-fits-all thing doesn't seem to work, and then, listen, we just don't do big things very well. The concerns that are there are still there, and I think people that I talk to, especially back home, they're saying, wait. We've heard this before. Yeah, they're going to take care of the borders. Yeah, they're going to secure the border. Yeah, they're going to build this. They're going to build that. They're going to make sure we're safe. And then it comes down to, but when are they going to do that? And does one come before the other? And the question always remains out there to be answered is, can you really trust anything that's coming forward right now? I'm going to tell you guys, if we're not doing something to make the country stronger, if we're not doing something that meets the needs of the country, and not the needs of the next election, I think we really need to take a step back and look at what the heck it is that we're here for. So I think I haven't had a direct conversation with the Speaker. I know the conference is very intent on making sure that this gets done the right way. Don't jam it through. Don't rush it through. Don't put something that I don't even know how many pages it's up to now, 12, 13, 1,400 pages. I mean, who's counting? Well, you can't because it grows so quick. But my understanding, and I think most of the conference understanding is the Speaker is very clear about this. We're going to go about this very methodically, very carefully. This is a huge, huge piece of legislation that's going to have dramatic impact on the country for many years to come. We better make sure we're doing the right thing.
Representative Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania is our guest. You're a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, and I know that you were a part of the IRS hearings this week, Congressman Kelly.
Yes.
Tell me, as a duly elected representative of the good people of Western Pennsylvania, what did you learn this week on their behalf with regard to the way the Internal Revenue Service is handling their money?
Absolutely nothing. Danny Werfel came in, and quite frankly, I'm looking at his resume and figuring, how in the world was this guy put in charge of a 90,000-person agency with an $11 billion budget to get to the bottom of what went wrong? And now it's 34 days into his effort. The report that we looked at the other day was just kind of an update, kind of a wish list of where we'd like to be, what we're going to be checking for. They removed the top 5 positions, have all been removed, and they've been replaced. And the question I asked them was, well, why were they removed? And where did they go? Well, we'd rather not talk about that. We want to protect their rights and privacy. And what about the people of the United States, protecting their rights and privacy? Because this is really what this is about. This is an IRS that is so arrogant and so power-mad that they can go into any of our records, and they leak very private information out to groups, donor lists, things of that nature that never should get out there. But when you ask them, what did you do with your personnel, your internal things? Well, those rights and privacies we have to respect. So, no, I thought yesterday, Werfel came up, did his little 3-hour stint or 3.5-hour stint, brought the little book up that says this is what we're doing, this is our wish list, this is where we'd like to be. But as of right now, nobody has been held accountable, and they're no closer to the answer today than they were back in the first part of May as to who's responsible for this. They know that there's somebody there, they're just not sure who, and they haven't gone deep enough, I don't think, to find out what happened.
And that's the aspect of scrutinizing conservative groups. But we did learn this week that the IRS, they had employees that had company credit cards, and they were buying inappropriate items with those credit cards. We even found out that they didn't have a mechanism in place to cancel credit cards in the name of former employees once they left the IRS. I mean, how would the IRS treat a company, a private business, that had such lack of management?
Listen, can you imagine? I've been through these things. You don't have the receipts. You don't have a paper trail of where the money went or how it was spent. Is this really a business expense? I see you have a deduction here. We really wonder, did you spend the money the right way, or should we have had more access to it from a tax standpoint? This is the most loosely run, irresponsible business I have ever seen in my life. Listen, and if you say, where were these cards? Well, we lost them. What do you mean you lost them? Well, we can't find them. People left, and we didn't know what they did with their credit cards. In my little business, we only have 110 people, which is huge for me. But for them, my God, that probably just covers the receptionist. They can't even tell you what happened with those expenditures. This is the IRS. That if you or I were on the other side of the table, they would grill you. they would absolutely eviscerate you. They'd cut you apart until they found every little piece of paper. And if you couldn't come up with it, you would be held accountable for it. And these people don't just say, listen, kind of take your time, go through it, and we'll come back a little bit later. But no. But there's, again, this is a do as I say, not do as I do. This is absolutely, to me, is unforgivable and unexplainable, and that's why 34 days into this first information that we get out there about what they were doing, we still are no closer to the answer than we were before. But again, think of this, guys. 90,000 people, 90,000, trying to work a 75,000-page code. My gosh, do you think there could be some problems? Do you think there's some loose ends? And do you think that this is one of the most poorly run organizations you've ever seen in your life? My answer is yes. It's $11 billion in taxpayer money. This is what we're paying the collection agency. And I think, my God, I would never accept this in the business world. And certainly if I ran an operation like that, the next thing I would do in the morning is put a for sale sign or closed out of business.
Right.
This is absolutely pathetic.
Now, we did see all these stories that said, oh, well, you know what? The IRS was not just targeting Tea Party groups. They were also targeting liberal and progressive groups. Well, then came out word yesterday from the Inspector General, who was having none of that, who said that, well, actually, when you look at the numbers, there were 292 Tea Party groups that were targeted and 6 groups from the progressive side that were looked at.
Yeah. Well, hey, guys, this is a wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah, oh, my gosh, yeah, we looked at these other groups, too. Did you really? Yeah, we looked at them. Did you scrutinize them? Did you take them out and send them to another organization for a deeper look? Did you ask them the same questions? Well, no. Well, of course not. No, this is a way. Listen, this is an administration that absolutely thinks that they're dealing with the dumbest group of people in the world, and that's the American taxpayer. If we sit back and allow this to happen and give them a free pass, and it's shame on us as a people, shame on us as a Congress, we are going to keep digging until we find out what went wrong. We're going to find out who it is that's responsible for it. And you know what? We're going to hold them accountable for a change. Instead of redeploying them or hiding them in some closet somewhere till they get to their retirement, it's time to cut the little string there and say, you know what? Go. Get the H out of here. We serve the American people. We don't accept this type of behavior and this type of performance.
Well, Congressman Mike Kelly, always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thanks, guys. Let's have a great weekend.
And happy Independence Day, Congressman.
Thank you. Happy Independence Day to you, too.
Talk